make their head drop.
Thank you guys for tuning in with another episode with Off the Mat with Donny Witted. Very special guest to me, kind of like my son. I had to have him on because this is a very good story right here. Izayiah Chavez, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we just finished our high school state season as far as wrestling wise, but I want to talk to you about high school in general. How's that been so far?
Well, from seeing how my siblings grew up, one graduated from Amarillo, Caprock, and then we moved down here in Arlington in the beginning. And they went to Martin. I was aware of the area. I went to the high school, walked around a little bit. And, going from that, transitioning to Allen, whoa, it was a huge difference. And I just appreciate the culture and the environment a lot more, nicer people, just better overall for me,
Okay, get it. Definitely understand that. All right, so at Allen, what classes are you taking over at Allen?
So I'm in all advanced classes my freshman year. It's a lot better. I didn't take no advanced classes in middle school, but just the classes in general, more people are focused, more locked in, less distractions. So it wasn't harder work. It was just more time management, which is going to help me on later on in life. And classes didn't get harder. I just had to, apply myself a lot more.
I remember talking to you about that, saying, man, hey, man, you need to probably look at and probably take all advanced classes. You kind of looked at me like, hey, man, I don't know about that.
Yeah, middle school, the on-level class, it wasn't hard. It was just, I was a little class clown, I guess, and I didn't exert myself. So I was like, advanced classes, man, I don't know. But once we took it this year, I was like, oh, this ain't really nothing. It's actually better.
It's actually better, right? Like, again, so we're going to get into your high school state championships and stuff like that. But again, I want to kind of talk about the social life. How's it been interacting with, the team? How did that go?
So once what I was talking about from before, I moved here my middle school year, so I was in the room already practicing with them guys, and it was, a new awakening. I was trying to get used to the guys, talking to them more, and sadly, my 8th grade year, the seniors already left my freshman year, so some of my boys left when I got there, so that was heartbreaking. But once we got in the room, it was a new team. We had freshmen coming in, transfers, and all that. And, me coming in with this chip on my shoulder, and we just lost the title to Martin previous year. And I was like, dude, coaches are kind of upset in that room. Everybody was down. You could feel that. So I was coming in here, talking my stuff. I was like, I got to get this room up. And so I came in here. I was like, hey, we're not losing. I hate losing. And we had another guy coming here, Still Myers. Everybody was just pushing each other. And you could see on the faces, they're like a little shocked, like they didn't have that awakening. And once we got in the room and started training with those guys, we got more closer. We started having get-togethers with Steele's house, and that was fun. We call them the Steele something parties, and we go there and have fun together.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. So I also remember in the beginning, I remember you coming home telling me, oh, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't like Coach Jerry Best.
Yeah.
But now, I hear you, he's the golden. Now he's this and that, but I told you. But how did that work out? How did that, because it started off rocky with you.
Yeah.
How did that turn the corner for you?
I think it was mostly because of my character, I didn't like getting, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. I like being more free and everything. But once you start to realize with him, he's a great leadership, and he knows how to get the job done. He knows how to win. And I didn't realize that as a little kid, as a little freshman coming in, think I was running the place. And, we needed that leader. We needed that coach. Him and Hart, man, they got us together. And to be honest, it helped us more bond. We needed each other's backs. It was not anybody was alone in that room, And I was glad, when we see somebody like in the own little corner, we try to get them in. We try to help them out, and realizing that Bess was helping us with that, him coming in, just, hey, let's get back into it. When we're getting distracted, when we're getting a little bit discombobulated, he came in and got it straightened up, and we hated it at the moment, but of course we needed that mentor.
Right, definitely understand that. We all go through that. I remember back in the day, man, I didn't understand what my father was doing until, I got older and really seemed like, hey, he did have my best interest, and good he was able to realize that now, But let's talk about the beginning with Izayiah Chavez. Okay, you had some siblings.
Yes, sir.
Dominic, Samara, Soraya. Who else I missed?
Can't forget the Fargo champ, Naomi.
Naomi, right? Naomi. I'm sorry, Naomi. I forgot about Naomi. The beginning. We started with her. So, okay, you had Naomi, Fargo champion. You had Dominic Chavez, ranked in the nation, Super 32 placer. Believe a Fargo All-American as well. Samara, just crazy accolades.
Still to this day.
Right? So, in the beginning, how did you started wrestling when?
When I was 5.
When you was 5.
Yeah. Very long time
ago. And how did that, you understood at an early age your sibling's success. How did that impact you? Because it started wrestling to come easy for you.
Yeah.
So how did that impact you? You wasn't winning like them, and I recall how it affected you.
Yeah.
How did that work for you? Even as a little bitty boy, you wasn't winning like your siblings. How did that impact you?
Looking up to them, I always respected them, but going in those rooms they were practicing in, I seen how people praised them and everything, and I was just a little shadow guy coming in, and I had a little attitude, so they just put me to the side. Sometimes they didn't even let me come in the room. So, that hurt a little bit, and when I was trying to go train with them and be like them, I guess, in a certain way, it wasn't like it at all. And when I seen them win all the time, I was like, I got to get in it. And then I started losing and losing and losing. And now it's more pressure. I'm like, I'm not going to be like my siblings. I'm not a Chavez. This sport might be for me. I'm not I'm not winning like they are. They were getting championship, Pan Am gold medals and all that. And there's just me trying to catch up. But when I was trying to convert my way into winning a little bit, it was just still a mental block there. It was like, hopefully I can at least just get the respect they got. Hopefully these Texas teams can appreciate me and at least look up to me. But, seeing that way, it eagered me. It bettered myself. That mental block I got over, it shot me up automatically high. It was just steps after step. But, most of my young career, it was just all mental. I put the pressure on myself. It wasn't my siblings' fault. My siblings actually pushed me just from being them. So
I definitely can recall sometimes you'll scream and say, I'm not a Chavez after you lose a match.
Yeah.
I used to tell you you're going to end up being better. But I definitely see that being around you. I seen you around. I wasn't really coaching you at that point. But then, we start about 6 or 7 years old. We go to school. And how was that going for you at that time?
Yes, still was a troublemaker. I had an attitude like always. I was just angry all the time, not just with wrestling, just in life, 6 or 7 years old, I was in Amarillo, tough environment. It was just depressing over there, I thought it was fun at the time because I had siblings, but it wasn't. Looking back at it, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Not going back there, especially in Allen, dude.
Right.
Big change. And, I was getting kicked out of every elementary school, I think all the way to first grade to fifth grade. Ended up getting homeschool sixth grade with you for 2 years there.
Yeah, what did you call that?
I call that Torture Academy, man. That was tough. IXL Ooh, a hard teacher there. You get a 90, and then you get one question wrong, back down to 80. I actually used to cry on that one. Those were
Yeah.
tough, man. Tough times.
I mean, but like I said, I know, so we kind of sped past it. Let's kind of bring it back a little bit. So, Raween, let's say about, okay, when you came with me, you right before that, like that year, I think you were, what, fourth grade, somewhere around there, and you got kicked out of every Arlington elementary that was, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, you go to a few tournaments, and then you knock one of the Allen coaches' teeth out their mouth. Shout out to Coach Dooley. But, I mean, you hit him in the mouth as a little bitty boy, knocked his tooth out. And so I was just, seeing this little bitty boy, everyone kind of writing you off.
Yeah.
And then I just said, hey, I remember my father dealing with the Twisters, myself, Terrell Sandifer, and he helped. And I know how that changed a few lives. Maybe he didn't catch all of us, but changed a few lives. So I just say, hey, let's get this boy a chance. So we went ahead with the homeschool. And you called it Torture Academy. But we would train. I would have to bribe you to get your weight right. You started winning a little bit, starting to get a little bit better. And then we're training. Did you, right around that time with the homeschool, the first year, we going to tournaments, things started to change for you as far as winning a little bit more. It was still tough. We going places now. Everywhere we go, we place like you, a place at Freak Show, place at preseasons or whatever else we were going to on that time. What was changing for you think, back then?
Everything was like the same as a little kid, but as it slowly started merging, when I first moved to Arlington, so when you came in, and then, man, that was a big impact. I was always off the leash, just causing problems, fights. If people look at me crazy, just off the change. And you came in, gave me little spankings at home school, and I was like, dude, this dude's crazy. I'm gonna let you explain the story in Michigan when I first realized it was real. But from that homeschool year, from just training and starting winning a little bit, it was a confidence boost for sure. I was starting to realize, maybe I can do this. It was some rough trials. I was still losing a little bit, a lot more than I was winning. But, I was starting to realize, like, I have something, I have hope. There's more to just getting in trouble and getting chewed out. I was like, this wrestling stuff, it gave me a shot. I put my time into it, and it gave it back to me. I was loving wrestling at the time. It was loving me back. And I was like, wow, it's a mutual respect here. And I just started giving more time, trusting in more people. I had trust issues. Put more time in you. You put your time in me, and it showed in the mat as we started winning.
We started winning, right? Remember when we first got that JLC?
Yeah,
you wanted that bad.
Yeah, that was sick, man.
Yeah.
I cut some weight for leg, got the job done. It was fun.
I think that was one of the tournaments that kind of turned you around.
Absolutely.
But yeah, since you brought up the Michigan thing, I think that's for me, even telling the story still kind of chokes me up a little bit, because I think you realize at that point, like, hey, yeah, this dude he crazy, but I think he cares. You know what I mean?
I never had somebody that reacted that way for me. It was always like, get this kid out of here. And you took that extra step. I was like, yo, this dude, with a cop too. I was like, yo, this dude a little nuts, but at least I know he's there for me.
Right. So let's talk about the story, the infamous Michigan. So your mom calls me and say, I tell her, hey, just give him to me. Just send you to me. And then this was our first tournament we were going to, right? So we in the van. I got a 15-passenger van. We, I don't know, 16, 17 deep, sitting on top of each other, just about, going down to Michigan. So you in the back. We cool at this time. You're not giving no issues or nothing. So I tell you what, get out the van to go use the bathroom. I'm not stopping no more. And you tell me I don't have to go. I said, get out the van. Get out the van, use the bathroom. We got 4 hours. I'm not stopping no more. And what you tell me?
I'm not getting out the van.
You
I
not
think I was
getting
the
out
last
van?
one. It was like 16 kids. Everybody's out, and I was like in the third row. And I said, I'm not getting out the van.
No. What happened was I told everybody to get out the van. Yeah, everybody, y'all get out the van. So I don't know if I should say this, but all I know is you went over every last little third row. Boop, 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 boop. I think I snatched you over all the rows.
I never seen somebody fly. It was like the fastest thing I see. I'm like, so there was like 6 rows in the van. I was on the third, and he was like, it was a sliding door. He slid the door open. He was like, hey, get out the van. I said, I'm not getting out the van. He's like, get out the van. And the third time, just the blink of my eye, I think I blinked. He jumped, and next thing you know, he has my shirt, and I flew 3, man. I was like, yo.
And then we go in the bathroom. I don't know what happened. And I'm yelling at you. Like, you're not going to do this or that or this. And you responding. And then my wife come in there and say, well, you got to be, the police will come or something. Like, I don't care. And then we ended with that situation. I said what I had to say to you. We ended with that situation. You mad. Then we get to the tournament. You asked me. I think you was a semifinals match. You wrestling good. I think I'll coach you up to that point. Then I had Ibrahim Ahmed in a placement match. I'm like, I gotta go get him. You on the little tot side, a kid side, but you in the semis, you doing good. Are you gonna be back at my match? Soon as I finish this match, Isaiah, I'm coming back. So Coach Warren's coaching you, and I ain't get there. And what did you do?
I lost the match on purpose, and then I threw my hanger across the whole entire stadium. Yeah. Talk about, I think, flew 6 mats. I freaking slammed it, then I threw it, and he came last second and said, what was it? What movie number?
I don't know. All I know is I seen Coach Warren having you by your shirt. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I think someone told me, he slung his headgear and just got pinned and he just rolled to his back. So I said, oh man, here we go. So I go get you. And I guess security seeing me how I'm walking. So I go through the door, security's behind me. So we go to the bathroom. Security comes. It says, hey man, be cool. What did I tell security?
No, it was a police officer.
No. Security just came through the door. After that, they did. Then the police came.
Yeah.
Right, and I told the police. What did I tell the police?
We didn't even make it to the restroom, and Johnny has me against the wall with my shirt, and this cop said, hey, I'm about to arrest you here. People are getting disturbed. He was like, you could arrest me after I beat this kid. I was like, I was there. Like, I gave him that little smirk when the cop came. I was like, yes, finally. And he said that. I looked at the cop like this, and the cop said, all right. And then, like, said something. I was like, yo, you're not going to stop this guy? And, he didn't spank me. He just gave me a little good talk. It was a good, helped me out a little bit. But that moment, I realized this dude's crazy. I'm like, yo, like.
No, I told the cop, well, you could go ahead and arrest me but he going to get this butt whipping.
Yeah.
But it wasn't butt whipping. You know what the word was. But, and the cop, came to me. Actually, that cop, came to me afterwards, said, man, hey, I really appreciate you, man. And we talked after that. So it was really some good things. He understood where I was coming from. And I think that was a turning point in our relationship as
absolutely.
Well. I got a little stern on you with homeschool. You started doing well with that. And even with the wrestling, we started to even turn the corner a little bit more. So now we get through the 5th, 6th grade year. We get to 7th grade. And you're playing football. And you're doing really good.
Absolutely. That was tough.
Yeah, you were doing really good in football. And then we had another talk. Because at first I had to tell you, you need to make a decision. And you're like, oh, I'm playing football. I'm good. I'm playing football, which I tell you were. But then I have to tell you what, you're only not 5 feet, and you're not going to be tall. And then you say, well, no, I'm going to play, I'm going to play, I'm going to play. But then, I mean, even after a real good 7th grade football season, you came to me and said what?
I'm quitting football and I'm locking in wrestling.
And what do you recall what I told you after that?
No. Finally, probably.
No, finally. But what I say now, you about to make some major jumps. Now you all,
yeah, we did.
all
Absolutely.
commitment. And this was time that, Donny was getting himself back, training. So you got in on that training, picked up some different little things like our stance drill that I think still is one of the major reasons that, you was able to make just a few tweaks that you did that was able to catapult you. So cut football out. We focus on the wrestling. And how did it go for you after that?
Yeah, so let's talk about that 7th grade year a little bit more. So I was thinking I was Deuce Vaughn, 5'2", playing football. Came in 7th grade. I moved in 7th grade. Came in a little late. Had my shorts all the way up here. And our 7th grade football coach is now one of our assistant wrestling coaches. And I was like, dude, I wanted to play quarterback at the time. And I came up to him and he looked at me all type of funny, put me to the side. And then we did like some drills. I was with the A-team drills. And then I broke the kid's hand that was running back. So they needed a running back. They're like, yo, this kid's pretty good. And then he had me. I spin move some kids, stiff arm there and there. And like, yo. And then I got my starting running back spot. First game, I had 2 touchdowns, a forced fumble, and a touchdown, so it was 3, couple of 100 yards in that game. And then started getting more playing time. So I feel like I was the man, did track, I was getting praise, all types. But then, we went to Tulsa Nationals. I wanted to win it, got 4th. Tulsa kickoff, didn't even place. I finished ranked number 8 in 7th grade as a middle schooler. But I was like, man, if I applied myself a little bit more, I could have won that. If I trained a little bit more, I could have won that. I was switching from football to wrestling all the time. It was like I felt sloppy. I felt like I didn't have that much, And I was like, let's take up a little notch. Hopefully, I matured up and realized, well, my mom's 4'11", my dad's 5'5", I'm 5'2" right now. Not getting any taller.
Right.
And I was right. 8th grade, I didn't get any taller, and so I was like, let's convert. My football team didn't even give me a shot in the beginning of the year. In middle school, how's that going to be like in high school? Even if I'm lucky enough, how's it going to be in college and so on, NFL? And I was like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's all height, strength, and size, and I didn't have that. I was short my whole life and I'm pretty small. Walking on 130, other kids on my team at the time, 7th grade, we had a 6'2" guy, 215. He already has D1 offers now. Mac Jones and Trey Jones. Max transferred to Louisville, though. He has an offer from Texas Tech, wherever it is. It's insane. Right. So I was like, hey, Coach Donny, I'm going to stop football 8th grade year. Let's lock in. I want that Tulsa Nationals title, All that time losing, I was like, let's get those back.
And then we had the Baker kid that beat us twice.
Dude. That's what got me. That was got me.
And then I think I told you, hey, because the first time we wrestled him, you didn't really think you could roll with him. And then we rolled with him. He beat us kind of handily. But then the second time you wrestled for the 3rd place match, we pushed him.
Yeah.
And I think that was, another thing that said, hey, if I lock in on this, you know what I mean, then I think, I piggybacked on it after that match in particular. Like, look, because you had beat some really good kids to even battle back to 3rd, the Williamsons of the world. You had,
I had
other kid from
Connor Lockin, Isaac Linnell, all them type of guys.
And the boy from Seabolt, it was a good match. So we had some things to really look at to say, hey, if you focus on this thing, hey, we could do something. And the goal was, still at that time, I think, that was your buddy, and he was killing it. I think he was up number 2 or 3, and we talked about you probably, trying to be number 1. So now we get past the 7th grade year.
Yeah.
We go into 8th grade. How was that looking now? What were you doing at that point?
Yeah, different mindset, so I hate losing. And so, like, my whole life, every time I lose a tournament, I'm going back the next year. I'm going to win it next year. I focus on that and train for that. Like JOC, lost, came back, won it. And that's why I was the way I was and won it the next 3 times. And then I lost again 7th grade, came back 8th grade, won it. Tulsa Nationals, those 2 losses to Tommy Baker were the most embarrassing things. I was like, hey, come on, feeling myself. We got a little better. And I was like, hey, come watch me. In front of Jacqueline Mazakis, lost 9-1. I was like, dude, there's no way. Came back, wrestled a battle all the way through, black guy, lost 7-4, I believe, in the second time. And I got closer, and I felt like, dude, this guy's not better than me. None of these guys are better than me. He got second, barely lost to the guy in the first place, Preston Woltel. And I was like, dude, it's not that big of a gap. And I came back from football. These guys wrestle all year round. Let's see what happens when I do it. Went the 8th grade year, 7th grade summer, trained all year round. all summer round. It was tough. I was with Myers, I think, at that time. We did Medill private, cold plunge, and all that. I was getting my weight down, eating right. Went to 8th grade. First tournament was what, preseason?
Yeah.
Preseason, feeling good. We got my stance back. We got some shots going on. More aggressive, more confident. So now I'm going to my offense. Went in there, ran it pretty through easily. Semifinals was pretty tough against James Powell. Yeah,
I remember him.
4-1, and then finals, Stone Redmond. That was pretty tough. And then I remember wrestling him because he beat me 3 years ago, and I remember that really. So I was like, I need that one back. Remember beating me handily, like 9-1 too. So at Tulsa Duels, came back, got that one. That was a confident boost. I was like, dude, I just ran through preseason. No, before that, it was Super 32. That's what it was.
Super 32, you placed second.
Yeah, I got second there. Lost to my boy Case Bell in the finals, sadly, 1-0. Got rode out. And that one, coming up short like that sucks always, But I realized at the moment I was just super mad. And after that I was disappointed. And then I just realized, like, kind of came from far away from 7th grade, quitting football. I was like, I'm glad I did it. Was apply myself even a little bit more. So now I'm more locked in, more confident. I just got second at Super 32. Not what we wanted, but it's still good. Let's go to preseason and knock these fools out. And we went there, dominated. I think didn't even give up a takedown.
We didn't give up a takedown.
Didn't give up a takedown at Super 32 either.
Preseason, I think we went to kickoff.
Kickoff.
Yeah. Okay.
Believe so. Yeah. And we cut some weight for that. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, cut like 9. Because
we went 112.
Was it
108?
108. Because I didn't want to cut the weight, but Tommy Baker was there.
Right.
And Gavin Landers, Vance, people I lost to. So I was like, we got to go. And won my first match pretty easily. Second match was Cale McNabb. No, somebody that was pretty tough. Quarters was Cale McNabb, 1-0. He's a 2-time Iowa State champ now. Semis, another boy of mine from Ohio, was on my power team, Weston Brogus.
Yeah.
Beat me 3-0, kind of beat me in the scramble. I was like, dang. Oh, man, from DNP from last year or whatever, I'm comfortable. All those times when I was young from losing all the dang time in the cons, I'm comfortable in the cons, and you don't want to see me there. So I had 5 matches to place, straight banger after banger. First we had, who do we have? I don't remember. I remember having Van Smith for challenge for second, winning 13-2. We had Gavin Landers, who's right now 26, beating him 3-2 or 3-1. And then the man himself, Tommy Baker. Yes, sir. And that one I had to dig through. I knew we respected each other a little bit too much. I didn't get to my offense as much. Got to probably 1 or 2 shots. He didn't get to his shots as much, but that dude was strong. I was like, yeah, I cut weight, and you feel like this? I know you cut some weight. So I knew it was like cutting weight competition right there. But at the end of the day, it was who wanted it more. Overtime. None of us got to our offense. It was so it was 1 minute. Last match, he was winning by like 1 with 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left, right.
I'm talking about I was cramming, cartwheeling, 10 seconds, got out, passed by, shot in the outside. Everybody in the crowd, 2. It was 2 at this time, but they didn't call it. Overtime, wrestling, couldn't get it, went out of bounds. 5 seconds left. Shot off right after the whistle. Got my double, got the 2. Try to celebrate. Too tired, slapped him out a little bit, and just got a deep breath. And
I think that win too. I like with you for, like certain wins, really did something to you as far as confidence wise. And I think that match, because you wanted it back, and you are, kind of like a Nasir, and you lose, you got to go get that one back, but. I think the confidence as far as you wrestling with them guys on that back end, we lost to Weston, but having them Gavin Landers and them on the back end and going through that in the gauntlet, I think, showed me even more, where you going and where were you at that point in time. Now, we have a good, we having a great season. Right,
great season.
Yeah, we rolling. Then we come up to NHSCA.
Oh man,
NHSCA. I didn't go.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I'm gonna defend myself a little bit here. NHSCA right after state and all that. We walked through state, youth state. I think majored everybody at Tech, Penn, whatever. Finished ranked number 2 in the nation.
Right.
Feeling hot. Got my hair all long. I said I wasn't going to cut my hair till I lose again. Hair's all the way down to my neck. Bleached it. I was looking like Goku, so I was feeling Super Saiyan. And HSCA comes around. Man, ain't nobody can mess with me. I looked at bracket. Man, I majored all these kids. Kid who's number 2 seed, I majored him. 3rd seed, majored him, pinned him, whatever. I'm like, playing around, goofing around in NHSC. It wasn't locked in, and it cost me, We wrestled great all the way through the quarters, and then happened.
My boy, Mason Millsap, did me the greatest favor ever.
Yeah, no, I needed that, man.
Shout out to Millsap, Mason Millsap. Thank you, man.
Yeah, so we wrestled this kid a couple of times early in the year, like Firebird and Texas Nationals, and Firebird again twice. 1-12-3, 4-1, 7-1. And, I was like, this kid can't take me down, I'm the man. Nobody else was even ranked in that bracket. And I'm ranked number 2. I was like, whatever, dude. I'm wrestling this kid. Man, that was my first time. I mean, I got to wrestle every match like they can beat me. And this kid beat me for sure. I was jumping up and down, feeling myself.
Out your stands.
Out my, just ridiculous. I'm up. Everybody, my whole team. So, first of all, before we get to the match, my team's doing great. Kelby, Rios, all got 3rd. I think Yaya got 3rd. Everybody was just wrestling out their body. I'm like, yo, man. Now, because it was high school, then middle school. Right. So I'm watching all these guys. I'm like, let me go show them how it's done. So we came back, middle school division, little kid division, and quarters. Against Millsaps, I hit him with a pancake up 3-0. Now I'm feeling myself, playing with my little mullet. And then came out my stance. Boom! Pancakes me straight to my back. I'm counting lights. I'm like, yo, this is not real. Haven't got taken down all year, probably twice against Matt O'Neill. And I'm like, yo, starstruck. Now I'm down 5-3. And then he controlled the rest of the match. I lost 7-6. And, dude, I was furious. Came out the mat, said some comments, talking about catching him in high school. He's a little big now, so we'll see if we get that back. But, yeah, humble kid, great kid. I mean, he was a better wrestler in that match for sure. He was more disciplined all year. He deserved that win. Yeah. Especially me beating him 3 times, came back, beat me. Man, I know how that feels. So I wasn't too mad at him. I was like, hey, I've been there, and it sucked me on the other side of that loss.
Right.
And so I realized what was happening, and lost the Cons, lost to Millsaps, lost the guy from New Jersey right after. And it was a bad tournament. I remember losing my Frenzy XCOs, $300 shoes, lost some singlets I paid for, bad weekend. But came back home just full of anger and disappointment, just angry and disappointed in myself. And now it just that what got me locked in. I
Right.
was like, this would never happen again,
and
ever.
and I had I talked to the Millsap family, great family,
Yeah, absolutely.
great family. And I talked to the dad, and I was telling him, as I told you, you needed that.
I did.
You
I sure
needed
did.
that. And that kid, he had some situations in his life that he had overcome, and I'm just watching him. Even, like you said, you beat him maybe kind of handily, 13, then came back. That match was a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Then in I think the second match was like 4-1 or something like that. Then the third match, was pretty close. So and I could see this kid just working and just working and working, and I just think that's what this sport is about. No matter who you wrestle, you've been winning all year. Looking just about unbeatable for a while.
Yeah, that's what I got messed up on. Thinking I went through everything. There's kids who train for a reason, who has stories behind their. Every wrestler has a story, no matter what. And once that loss happened, I realized like I'm not better than nobody. I'm a wrestle like I'm better than you. I'm a try to beat. I was wrestling people like how they wrestle, like sloppy and everything. But now, after that loss, I came at everybody with intent to win. I mean, this guy, I'm thinking, oh, this guy's going to keep it close. All right, let's see how close you can keep it. And that's when we started teching a lot more people when we get to high school. But that loss was not just humbling, but it shredded me up real quick, and I locked right back in. And I was like, I got to get this back. I got to get it back.
And like I told a lot of not a lot, but like Jeff Pulliam, our staff over at Allen Best Train, hey, he needed that.
Yeah.
And so now we're getting ready for the off season. We training real hard. We going to Super 32. You know what I mean? I think you went to a couple, wrestling in some high school duels, dominated. So we said, hey, we're going to train for Super 32. Then you went to a duel, got a concuss. So that kind of set you out. We didn't go to Super 32.
Yeah.
So how did your high school season start at this point? After that?
After the concussion, I was out for a little bit. It was the beginning of the year. Couldn't do preseason Super 32. So, from getting second last year, I'm thinking, I got to win it. I got to win it. I didn't care who those guys were. I'm a freshman. They don't respect me. I'm like, there's nothing to lose. I think I'm the better wrestler. I'm going to go out there and win. But the concussion happened, so it made me more angry, more furious. I was more hungry for it, but I couldn't get it. So this sat me out. So I'm just sitting there hungry. And my first tournament back was, I think, College Opens. My first College Open in Oklahoma. Lost to Guy Clevenger, 7-4, and then Derek Quinn from OU just stuck me, cradled me. He was a strong guy. And then we took a little break, trained, went to another College Open with Steel and Cash. They won it, both won it. Cash beating the backup Mizzou guy and still dominating his way, teching, pinning everybody. I think beat a high-ranked D2 or NAIA guy in the finals. I lost to Jacason Burks, who's ranked number 3 right now in D2. Placed though 5th this time, even if there was like 5 people in my bracket. I went 2-2. Yeah, so that got me a little confident. I was like, I can wrestle with these guys. If I can hand fight, take college guys down, I can do the same thing in high school. And so we went to Talon tournament, tech fall that, and had a finals, 5A state finalist, teched him. And, I got my boost back, got my confidence back from losing there. Because once I lost that Millsaps match, my confidence went down. I was like, am I that good? Is my training regimen that high? I know I slacked off a little bit that match, but I thought I was that much better. Absolutely not. So I'm just glad I have a great room in Allen. Kale be whooping my butt every day. So I'm like, okay, I'm not that good. I need to not just catch up, but pass these guys. Beginning of the year, he was taking me down. More insert the year, I started getting my takedowns, but he kept turning me because this guy's insane on top. But I was catching up, and I realized that, and I seen it, and I was like, absolutely, we're doing great. And so my bottom got better, and then we just.
Yeah, I think we. I mean, you never really got. I mean, you get rolled out with long guys and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think when we talked about the college opens. I think we stressed about the bottom. You know what I mean? We introduced the changeover to you, a few other little things on the bottom that you start working out. And again, I just think, you were after the Millsaps loss, you were coachable, you were locked in, then again, you have that island room, you know what I mean? Have, Kelby and, Ali and Shallow, Jair, So you had a good room, Rios, to push you. Now, you starting in your season, you got your first real tournament, Gardner Egerton. How was you feeling at this time?
So Talon wasn't a tournament at all. That was just like whatever. But Gardner was our first awakening tournament for our team. Our team wasn't as a family as much, but we all knew each other, all cool. So we went there, had a little fun. Southeast Polk was there, some top Kansas teams and a little bit of Oklahoma teams. Everybody wrestled great the first day. I think everybody made quarters or something. It was like a pool bracket. So it was like a pool and then a bracket, like gold bracket for first and then the second bracket. But, me, I was feeling great. My weight was down. The weight cut was super easy. I'm not even cutting weight at this point. I'm flowing through the motion. Boom, boom, tech. This kid, Jace Reed, I had troubles with him a long time ago in the past. I was like, this is going to be a tough one. He was strong still. Boom, moved him, teched him. I was like, yo, okay. Now I'm starting to get a little bit more confident, more hungry. And then we got the semis. Ended up taking him too, but he was pretty good. Finals come. Most of my team's in the final, so it's white, and then whoever. It was mostly Southeast Polk versus Allen.
Right.
And, we're all feeling good. Second day, we're all rehydrated, ready to go. One mat light right there in the middle. Photographers all around. I got the cameras on me, so I'm like, all right, let's go. Matt Prine, super good kid from Iowa. He just got...
Yeah, we thought you calling me about that, man.
Yeah.
This one is. I say you just go wrestle.
Yeah, man. Him and this, when I was in youth, he was always, I guess, better. Place higher and everything, and he just had a great run at preseason, only losing to Mikey and Gavin, so close matches too. So I was like, all right, it's gonna be a tough one. And coming in, wrestling the match, taking it slow at first, analyzing. He put his hands on me. I was like, yo, okay. Once I got that first shot, first takedown, I was like, yeah, it's go time. And then we just took it up a notch, Not just that I was hungry for the match. I'm always ready for my match. But since I'm like one of the low weights, I always got to set the tone for my guys.
Right.
Stills in the finals. Cash was in the finals. Rios was in the finals, I believe. Who else was there? Shoot, if I can go through the lineup, I don't remember. Kelby was in the finals. He teched his kid. And Yaya, all them guys. So it was, I was like, I got to set the tone. So I was like, I'm not just going to, win this match. I'm going to have to, put a beating on this kid. And when I got the first takedown, looked at Coach Bess and Hart. They gave me the heads up. Let's go time. Cut him, took him down. Cut him. It was 3-1 first period. First slow match. I analyzed it. I knew what was going on. Second period came. Cut him, 3-2. Took him down. Cut him, took him down. Cut him, took him down. Cut him. And third period came. It was like 13-2. I was like, looked at Coach Hart, Coach Bess again. He gave me the heads up. Took him on his feet. Cut him. Didn't get the tech. I should have. Ref. Whatever. Got 19-5 and give a little celebration. I didn't really want to celebrate. But I seen my guys all hyped up, give him a little hurrah, and they got all hyped, and then Kelby just smoked his kid. Van Smith, really good kid too, like 17-0 though. Yaya, believe won his match.
I'm not sure. I think so.
I think, I know, because he had Seaboat kid, second match, semis, close one, and then destroyed his
right,
finals.
the kid that he lost to.
He lost our folks. So that's how you know these guys, Allen, were just getting better. Everybody they lost to, they were beating this time.
Right.
They didn't even make the finals or place winning it. So I was like, coming in, pushing each other. Coach Hart was whooping all of us. Coach Best getting more strict. It was just very disciplined room. So that first Gardner tournament, everybody was just locked in, having a good time. Nobody was just mad, being themselves. We're all involved, all getting each other better. Everybody supporting each other's match. And that's when I was like, that's when I started loving Allen. I was like, dude, I love this room. They're here for me. I'm here for them. And then we just started on fire, win after win after win. Then we ended up taking second at that tournament. Southeast Polk just had more placers than us, more kids. And it was that Gardner tournament, first real high school tournament was fun for me. And I realized it was going to be a fun year,
So now you knocked that out the park. Then we got the toughest one on your schedule, the Reno. How did that go for you?
Reno. Man. See it now. Out the Gardner, everybody's on fire. We're still training hard. We know we had harder tournaments coming up. Reno came, Las Vegas. Whatever happened to Vegas stays in Vegas. But I'll tell you a little about it. Yeah, that was a fun trip. Man, I'm proud of everybody at that tournament. Those shows who real dogs are. And 106, Gianni lost his first match with inside trip pin. Came all the way back, wrestled hard, and got 8. Caden Campbell, same way, wrestled all the way back. And those big brackets, so that wrestle back's no joke. There was just top California teams and all of them. So I'm hyped, finals. We wrestled, first we had a tough way to the finals. Abraham Conato in the quarters, beat us folks down nationals last year, 6'2", shoved my head a little bit. Sister texted me, talking smack. So, I hate losing to the same kid twice. Never did, except at Matt O'Neill. Gotta give that kid respect. But never lost to the same kid twice. Always more eager, more hungry for that one. Quarters, see him. All right, it's go time. Ready, locked in. Nobody's talking to me. I'm like, no. First takedown, 3-0 now. Hyped. Win the match, 7-4. I didn't really celebrate, give him that little thing. His sister was recording, pulling at her a little bit. How to show who's dominant. That kid's good.
He's really good.
Came back. He got a gas tank. Came back, got third. But wrestling the semis, Gabriel Arminas from Arizona. That dude, he was bad after battle. That guy had a gas tank. I'm talking about man. I never held for somebody's leg for dear life, but that kid was good. We won 4-2. Got a snap post and go. Got posted on flow and all that. That kid was good. Finals come. We got Sean Wilcox, my first ranked kid of wrestling of the year. He ranked 16 at the time. I let the nerves get to me. Finals was like 5 hours after all the placement matches. So we got a big break and everything. Got rehydrated. And I think I let the pressure get onto me. I was in my hotel room, just me. I can't lose. I'm the only one in the finals, me and Cash. And I got it in my head a little bit. I put more pressure on me than it was. I'm a freshman. This guy's a junior. I should just wrestle. I'm already doing better than people already thought I was going to do. But I always have higher expectations for myself. And finals come, 106. Sammy Sanchez won it. Just won state. Congratulations to him. 13, Aaron Minza, also really good kid. I wrestled him at U.S. Open. He won it. I was like, all right, my boys won it. I got to win it. Nervous a little bit. My coaches just say, go out there, have fun. Crowd all around me, lights a little on me. And I just froze. I froze, man. And I didn't, man, that was a tough match, You kid came straight at me, put it on me, got the first takedown pretty fast. I'm down 3-0. Cut me 3-1. So I'm in my head like, yo, who does this dude think he is? Took me down again. 6, cut me again. I'm like, dude, I'm furious. It's 6-2. Think the second takedown, no, he did a move, cool finish, sprayed my MCL, and I'm wrestling hurt, and I'm nervous, hurt. I'm just all beat up, I'm looking at my coach. They're a little disappointed. I could see in their faces. I was like, yeah. Wrestled the match pretty hard, put the kid in arm bar, got 3, lost 11-5. And I wasn't mad. I walked up usually I'd be mad. I walked off the match that was bad. I went out there, prayed to myself, and tried to talk to myself a little bit like, this can't happen. I let my team down. Let my coaches down. They're in the corner with me. My teammates are watching. I just let them down. And
Well, I think, like going back to losses and things in your past, I think those are the things that we need to catapult us to the next
yes,
level, because again, if you just winning, adversity is gonna come somewhere down the
absolutely.
line. And if we're not prepared to try it and test it, you won't know. So again, those losses, I still think, that was because I always tease you still about the loss. But yeah, I think a loss, we need those sometime to catapult us to that next level. So how was you feeling after that loss? What did it do for you? Did you start doubting yourself?
See, every loss is a lesson to me. I don't be like, oh, I lost, whatever. No,
Mm,
I hold those losses to a grudge, not just for my. Let's talk about it. Tommy Baker, that loss has set me like, there's not that much of a gap. I could be better than this. So that got me pushed up to the next level. Millsaps, my loss, kept me humble. This loss, I'm not gonna let my team down again. I didn't doubt my ability to wrestle. I knew I was the better wrestler. I had technique. He didn't really beat me. I mean, he controlled the match, dominated pretty much. But one was, I know where I'm at. I can get better. Second one was like, I need to stay humble, stay strict, stay disciplined. This third one, I gotta have a different mindset during the match. So all those three losses, those are three big losses to me, and those all contributed to that state title we got later on. I was disciplined the rest of the year, and I stayed hungry the rest of the year, and I knew I was better, so I trained even more harder, and then I was more. That Wilcox loss, it had me more, like dialed in. The pressure was going to get to me no more. The lights were just lights. To me, now it's another match.
right.
And so after that loss, I was like, I need to stop acting like a little fool. Every match is just a match. I need to go out there and win. And so that contributed to that, and later on, it helps me.
I can say that's why I love the sport of wrestling, because we go through those things, adversity, the mental letdowns, or we're not doing what we need to do physically to prepare, and all these things get exposed in the sport of wrestling, So, and for you to be able to dial it back in and take those losses and catapult you to your next level is always good. Now I'm not saying is it good to lose? No, we're not going out to lose.
Nah.
But again, we respect them. That's why
Yes.
we shake hands.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I always told you that. That's why we shake hands after
We
the
don't
match.
ignore the loss. We turn those
Yeah.
losses to lessons, and I
Yeah.
did it every single time. And each loss just got me more better and better. Probably even better than the big wins I got, to be honest.
Without a doubt. Like I always tell my little ones, like you get more out of a loss than you do out of any win
Absolutely.
any day. Now, high school career, we at the state tournament. A little situation happened at the state tournament.
Yeah, so, my whole team, we ran through the little qualifiers, districts. I got OW, my team won it, dominated fashion. Regionals, dominated fashion again. State comes, we're all feeling great. Javen, my boy, came back from getting shot from accident a while back, defending himself, and that was just straight up inspirational, dude. 3 weeks of training. I literally seen this kid come in the room. I'm on fire. Came in the room, whooped me. Just straight whooped me. And so now, I hate losing, so that made me mad. So I'm calling him out every practice. We're getting at it. And he only had 3 weeks of training, districts, regionals, and then state. And he was coming after. He was calling me out. I was like, man, I'm talking about gassed. After practice, we just laying on the mat, sweat. And, I'm just, I was mad I was losing, but I was more proud of Javen for more grateful too. Him just coming from that, pushing me, getting me tired, and him being not hungry. Last year, he got second, taking a hard loss, and him coming back like that, more dialed in, that was inspirational. So that
because he didn't. I mean, he just come really
He
straight
just-
out the hospital bed almost.
Bro, he was like, man, that was like, I don't even know. That dude's insane. That was,
Right.
I mean, people have, that's a career-ending thing, You
Right.
you can look at Sammy Sasso, coming back, trying to wrestle through it. It's hard, dude. And him doing that it was
And
inspirational.
he had a fractured neck, and
Dude, he came at practice, neck brace. He was in he almost died. He was in tubes and stuff. Came back in practice, watching us a little bit. He had a neck brace, and it was a hard thing to see. It hurt me for real. And when I seen him come back, that was inspirational. And I was like, I'm not losing this title for these boys. And then especially after that happened last year, so state coming around. After aspiration, I got a purpose. We were all cooking the first day. Everybody made the second day, I believe, right?
I think so.
I think so. And then Gianni loses. Shouldn't have lost. Campbell made the finals. I made the finals. Kelby didn't do his job in 26, so we didn't have a placer there. 32, we had Javen coming back, going for third. Made the finals.
So, let's talk about that. What happened there? Because it sent you.
So
you were very upset about that.
I was very upset. Everybody winning. We're all doing our job. We're up 30 points against Martin, who's in second place. Always race for second for them. But, we're all winning. Javen has to go against Martin. The Martin kids, Ezekiel Valdez. Really good kid, good wrestler, always plays. Yeah. We beat him 1-0. We hear the coaches talking from the other team, Martin, talking about him getting shot and stuff. And I was there down the crowd, so I heard all that. And that I flipped a switch in my head. So Javen won. He's not even celebrated. We're all celebrated. And Javen hears the coach talking, does a little shush thing, and the coach, put his hands all in the back, acting like he just got shot or something. And got our team deduction point. Okay, whatever. And then he went to an extra mile to get this kid disqualified. Remind you.
Why would you say that? Went the extra mile. What happened?
The extra mile, everybody in the whole tournament celebrating, doing backflips, cartwheels, yelling, nothing happens. This dude went from get him to conduct, playing victim, and going to the board where the head people were at, and find a big complaint about this kid, making up lies and all this stuff, and got him disqualified out the tournament. Out the tournament. And they even tried to get his points back because he beat the Martin kid, and they want the Martin kid to go to the finals. Well, the guy said, losers are losers. You're going for third, buddy. And Javen made the finals but couldn't wrestle it.
Okay.
And so that straight on made me pissed. I was furious, dude.
Right, I couldn't really.
I was
trying to calm you down.
I try to talk. I'm not trying to hear none of it. My brother came out, chewed me out because I said something. Man, get out of my face. This is my brother who just, I don't even care if he won or lost. From coming back from that and making the finals, and he's a senior, lost last year, to your kid, and then beat your kid to make the finals, and you take that away from him. He's a senior, got shot, inspirational to all of us. Great kid to all of us, and super nice, and you just take that away from him. I didn't even care he lost and won, losing the finals, win the finals, who cares? Just let the kid wrestle. This dude came back from a hard story, and you take that away from him because you want to win a title, and just to lose. So you took all those points away just to lose, and he sleeps at night like a baby. And, that made me feel a certain way. I cried for a good 30 minutes. I cried, stopped, cried again. I was just heartbroken for this guy. And, but that gave me purpose. That gave my whole team purpose. We were like, man, screw Martin, man. They want to do that. They can't even mess with us. They got to disqualify this boy because they can't try to catch up. So they're pulling all their strings just to come in second. So I have purpose in the finals now. I'm furious. I'm wrestling for Javen now. Boom, tech my kid. Everybody else in the finals, destroy their kid. Everybody had purpose, and I did it for Javen. After I won, I came back, gave him a big hug. I said, I got your back. I got your back. And, it was, I was still heartbroken and super mad about that, but at the end of the day, Javen did win that match. We did get the state title. My brother kept telling me that, but, I didn't see it like that. Just, you took this kid's opportunity away, but whatever. I try to come back and celebrate the team win with Allen, as we do all the time the last 15 years. Last year was a little fluke. Always will be. They ain't going to win the next 4 years. After that incident, I'm still mad about it, I'm a little cool back, but that's enough to have me inspired and driven for the next 4 years. And
So where do you see you guys? Where do you see you guys now? I mean, being on Allen team, you guys are pretty young. Where do you see the team going next year?
dude, top 30, top 20 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, young team. We had one senior leave or two seniors leave, but throughout this whole year, we just all came as a family, just got closer and closer and closer, and now we're training together. Not because last year they've been training in the summer. After season's done, they were done. But now we're taking it the extra mile, keeping it strict, and we're all together. We're all going as a family there and there, and that's just a great sight to see. And I believe we're going to dominate next year. Have fresh, even more young phenoms coming in, like Ollie Poleman coming in and going to dominate.
He's the real deal.
And then
Ollie's the real deal.
yeah, and then your boy Cohen Olsen. Them two are coming in, and it's going to be fun years. The next 3 years for me is going to be absolutely a ride, especially since we have Ironman next year, and I'm even more hungry. I proved myself the best, and I kept begging him all year about Ironman. He gave me the opportunity. I'll make sure my boys are ready for it, and we're going to take that title too.
Sound good, man. Well, this was, one of my favorite podcasts, seeing you grow from this little bad little dude to, a kid that's, driven the right way. Like I say, you and all the accolades and wrestling wise, it's all good. But the biggest one for me is you in all AP classes. Because like I know, school wasn't always easy for you. You know what I mean? So for you to be in AP classes, your strict regiments, your privates, lifting, having to maintain your weight, all these things, and still, try to have a social life. These things are very difficult. So, I must say I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna do great things. Just stay disciplined. But this podcast is very, important to me to have you on to tell his story. Because a lot of people don't know. Coaches, you see a kid, they may be going through some things,
and they don't even give you a shot.
They don't give you a shot.
Kid. I mean, I'm super grateful for you. I'm grateful for my parents for even for trusting me, for having the people I have. I'm glad you stuck the way you stuck away from me. I never had that. I see my siblings, Dom have somebody for him, Samira have Ray for them. I didn't have nobody. I was on there on my own. And you coming in the way you came in, I feel like I owed that title to you. I owed everything. So me wrestling is not even for me. I mean, it's cool winning, but for everything everybody done for me, I have to give it to them. So
and I think I could say this for everybody that's associated with you, because it's a family. We all, love on you. A lot of us, but I think it's just to see you do good things and great things. That's all we could ask for. Like I said, I wasn't never worried about the wrestling. I always told you from day one, because of that fire you had, that toughness you had, I always knew the wrestling was going to be okay. It's just that all the other things, life, how we able to control the anger, because that was an issue for me growing up, still an issue now, controlling the anger and, thinking before you say things. It's just different things that I was trying to work with you on, and to see you where you are now. Like I said, AP classes, you have one of the best, you are at the best high school in Texas. You have the best high school coach, not just in Texas, probably in the country, So I think everything is set up for you to do great things. So I just think if you keep your head on straight, listen, I think sky's is the limit, man. And I can't say enough of how proud I am of you. That's why I have to bring you on this show, tell our story. A lot of people do know, but a lot of people don't know the backdrop, and hopefully other kids can see this that's going through some things and say,
rags
hey.
and riches for real.
Right.
I mean, just wrestling helped me a lot, just developing me as a person, Wrestling shows who you are as a person. And I hated losing, and I hated, just getting mad. And people just see, oh, that kid's a little bad kid, he just throwing a tantrum. You see it as a different way. This kid's driven. You just don't have a mentor, and I didn't. Hating losing is a good thing. I mean, as a kid, I was showing it though, throwing a headgear. Now, it's a different like hating to lose. Now I'm driven to train hard, not just as a wrestler, train hard in school. I mean, staying disciplined. I didn't have that. I just didn't have the right mentor at the time, and I didn't have nobody who put the time in me. And me changing as a person now, I mean, I'm grateful I went through what I went through. I'm grateful for where I came from. I'm not embarrassed of who I am as a kid, I'm glad what I went through, I mean, people appreciate me. I'm glad I can make people smile, and I like the way I came and the way I am right now. It's cool that people associate with me, and I can get along with anybody. And I think that's a good social skill I learned, and a good, like a good, what do you say, presence, I guess, like.
Well, like I say, I mean, once we got past, that anger thing, understanding, again, you grew even dealing with Jerry Best, you know what I mean? You thought he was a certain way to you. Even with me, you thought I was a certain way. Till you really found out, hey, this is what it's all about, and that's just the maturity. And for you to even grasp that as a freshman, as young as you are, 15, is a great asset. Like right now, I tell people, I'm not worried about you going to college. You know what I mean? You're already in college. You know what I mean? You're already doing things as a college guy would, So I'm not worried about those things. All I'm worried about is you staying on the right path. And I think with, the surrounding cast that we have for you, the coaches, the male mentors, of course, your parents and your siblings. I think it was all, it's all good. It's even better than what you probably could ever dream of.
Yeah, it was in my face the whole time. I just didn't realize it, Most people just see the bad, and I didn't realize how good I had it. I grew up with an amazing mother, man, sacrificed everything for me. Amazing siblings, But I seen it as, they're just someone, I came in, but then I started realizing, it's just like you. Oh, this guy's just angry at me. No, you care. You just got to see the good in people. And people didn't see that in me. But now I realized how it is. I was like, okay, I'm glad I went through that. Now I can see how it is for other kids. And now I can connect with the little kids at like best train and stuff. I could talk to when they're a little angry. I'm like, it's a good skill I learned. I mean, it sucks that I had to go through what I would go through, but it was all worth it. It's all God's plan, and I'm grateful for it. You gotta go through those trials to be where you're at. Nothing's easy.
Well, and sometimes we go through them a little early. Sometimes we go through a little later in life.
Everybody has one in their life.
Everybody has
different,
one in their life. Yeah.
Different shapes and forms. Mine was the way I was when I was a little kid. Like people I'm in the house with now, like Cohen's going through right now. Mm-hmm. Not the way I went through, but a certain way, mental blocks and all that. Mm-hmm. And it sucks. I mean, middle school, elementary, preschool. I mean, people always gonna have forms. Even when they grow up older and all that, it's just life, and
how you deal with it.
Yes, absolutely, and everything you gotta see everything as a lesson. Mm-hmm. And if I was seeing, my life just sucks. Oh, this is going on and that, and then my perspective of life is always gonna suck. Mm-hmm. You just gotta see the good in things, and I'm starting to realize what I have good. I'm in Allen now. I'm in the best room. I have great people around me. I mean, I came from a long way, and I'm grateful, but I can say, oh, well, I deserve that. I'm gonna stay champ. No, man. I'm blessed to be where I'm at, and I'm grateful.
And I'm glad to hear you say that. Before we wrap it up, I definitely, if everyone, that we just did this podcast with will always say, that I did these episodes with. That would be the common denominator. I'm blessed to be around great people. And so for you to understand that at an early age, because most kids just say me. I always had a saying, if you think about yourself, what happens? You would be what?
All by yourself.
By yourself.
Yeah.
So I think you picking them things up, You understanding
Yeah.
what life is. Like I said, at an early age, man, you keep doing what you're doing, keep striving, and keep listening. You know, I think you're gonna be fine, man. And thank you for doing this podcast, man. I
Absolutely.
appreciate
It was a
you.
fun time.
All right, thank you. And guys, thank you for tuning in. Go Off the Map with Donny Witted.